This is Haystack Help Radio on KLZ 560. Haystack Help Radio is powered by HaystackHelp.com. Finding help can be like finding a needle in a haystack, but with HaystackHelp.com, finding the needle just got easier. Now, Haystack Help Radio with Scott Watley on KLZ 560.
Good afternoon and welcome to Haystack Help Radio. Thank you so much for joining us today. Kurt Rogers is with us from Affordable Interest Mortgage, and this is a special edition of Your Money Matters, brought to you by Affordable Interest Mortgage, your one-stop shop for all your mortgage needs. Their number is 720-895-0500. Kurt, how are you?
I am doing just fine. How are you? I'm still in shock about the game. We've been talking about it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
great game.
Just to dominate.
And I'm a Cowboy fan because I grew up in Dallas. So I want Dallas to do good, and I want the Broncos to do good, but I was cheering for the Broncos. But I did not expect that much of a beating.
They dominated them, not just for a little bit. For all four quarters, they just dominated.
Yeah, absolutely. We are glad to welcome in studio, and you hear this gentleman on our show quite a bit, David Cichon with Householder Group, and great to have David in studio as well. Good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you.
And David's a sports guy too. More on the baseball. Tell us a little bit about your baseball career a little bit there.
Well, I had the opportunity to play for the Cardinals, and really enjoyed that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah,
it was a great way to make a living. Imagine playing something that you did all your life, and someone's going to pay you for it.
Exactly.
And it was really, really a wonderful time. It's just Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall, and they couldn't put my knee back together. But
Yes,
had to go to work for a living, you know.
Yeah. Don Horn is a good friend of mine. Don lives in the Highlands Ranch area, and Don was a backup to Bart Starr.
Right.
And his first contract, I believe, I remember this correctly, was $15,000.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he looked at him when they told him $15,000 and said, "You're going to pay me over $1,000 a month to play football?
Play a game that I like to play."
I mean, 15. You couldn't get a player to show up to sign autographs for an hour now, probably for $15,000.
Well, just like the major leagues, you know, when I played, it was minimum was $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little higher now.
Yeah, little.
It's like 400 and something.
Yeah.
To start.
Yeah.
Wow.
Average is what, $2 million
Yeah.
A year.
a year.
Yeah.
Average 6 months.
Yeah.
But
it is a lot of games. 162 games.
Well, it's 162 games, but the problem is now, because it's become entertainment.
Yes.
That if you hit 200, they want $2 million more.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if you go as a starting pitcher, you make it through 6. God, you're at the end of the world. You can claim anything you want. Back then, when I played, Gibson would pitch, and if he didn't go 9 innings, he didn't want to get paid.
Right.
Yeah. Which brings up a point, and I see this all the time. You're being a professional baseball player. What do you think about the automatic walk? No pitches, they just get first base.
I don't like it, but it's what the fans want, more quicker. They don't want 3.5-hour baseball games. So anything that can be done to quicken it up, fans and the top brass want to get it done. It's just like you don't see hit and runs very often anymore. You don't see bunts. National League more than American League, because they want people to hit it out of the ballpark.
Right.
They want the excitement for the fans.
And I'm telling you, you know that a lot can go wrong from that pitcher's mound to where the batter is.
Happens all the times.
I mean,
it happens all the time.
You've seen guys do pitch outs before.
Oh, yeah.
And just can't
do that. It doesn't get out far enough.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the pitcher catch the ball and throw it to first base, which is closer.
That's right.
Can't get it there.
No.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't like it either, because it takes away from pitching from the pitcher, the number of pitches they throw.
Right.
And can affect the game. I just don't like it. I played baseball enough. I didn't like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll do a sports show sometime.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But, hey, unless you're making the big bucks in the NFL or Major League Baseball or NBA, maybe we can help you out with your finances today, and that's what this show is all about. You can check out David's website at cichonfinancialservices.com, CICHON financialservices.com, and the number for a free consultation is 720-482-1917. Now, David, you were telling me a little bit earlier that before the show that you actually had a client call in, and there was some possible mortgage dilemma there. And hey, with Kurt here, our mortgage specialist, thought it'd be a good time to kind of give that real live scenario out there because it may fit others.
Certainly, yeah. I have clients that call us on all sorts of financial aspects. We don't do mortgages. We don't do HELOCs. We don't do reverse mortgages. But we counsel them on tools that they can use, because the tools that they can use not always are from our office.
Right.
So we got a call the other day, and the client, long-standing client, he's about 88 or 89. His wife is 75. And they said, we want to take out a mortgage on our house to give to our daughter the money so she and her husband can buy a house, because apparently they don't qualify. And so I asked them, I said, well, there's different ways that you can do it, but I don't know all of the ways. I explained the traditional mortgage. I don't know that he'll qualify for a mortgage. They have about $100,000 in income, and maybe they will. But I know that if something happened to him, I know that his wife wouldn't like to have those mortgage payments.
Sure.
And so I mentioned the HELOC, which is a similar thing, and a reverse mortgage as a possibility. But I normally would turn to the professional, and since we have Kurt here, maybe he can expound on that.
Well, with that information, there's actually, you're right, there were 3 different kind of options for this client. If they want to gift their child the $300,000 and just buy the house for him and not expect anything to be paid back, they can do any one of the 3 loans. It just depends on the relationship they have with their child. We talked about enabling a child. You want them to pay them back. Now, it sounds like the kids wanted to get the mortgage and are willing to make payments, but they didn't qualify.
So far, that's correct.
Then I would probably recommend that the parents do what's called a non-occupying co-borrower. They can use the parents' income to help the kids qualify for the house, but the house belongs to the kids, and they're making the payments. The downside of that, should they miss a payment, it's going to come against the parents.
Gotcha.
So they're still on the hook for the loan. And they could also then do the loan that we've talked about before, the asset manager. They could get that line of credit for $300,000. They could pay the house off and become the mortgagee for the kids, and the kids could make them the payments, which in turn would reduce it.
Right.
And the last option would be the reverse. They could actually do a reverse mortgage, but what a lot of people don't understand in reverse, if they did that, again, they could tell the kids they got to make the payments, and the parents could take that money and pay the reverse down, so they're paying it off through the kids, but they're using the reverse mortgage to do it because it's easier to qualify on reverse than it is any other way.
Right.
So there's a couple different ways they could go about doing that depending on the relationship with the child and what they expect. My thought would be, whatever they do, if they're going to give them the money, they have them pay them back. And if they don't pay them back, then it just comes out of what happens when the parents are gone out of the estate, so that the kids didn't get something for free.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
In scenario number 2 there, so where the parents would do the asset manager, write a check for it.
Just write a check.
Whatever.
And they become
and
the
they
mortgagee.
own it. Kids don't pay. Of course, you have 2 options there. Let them live there and you pay, or they get to leave, and then you can turn it into a rental.
Turn it into a rental, and if they don't, you decide you don't want to kick your kids out, it could be that's part of their estate. Mm-hmm. Because in your estate planning, you could set it up to where they have to pay that bill off on the money that they're going to get. Right. It goes back into the estate because they got it up front.
We get this question sometime when we talk about finances and even friends. And so you 2 guys are well experienced. Not that you're old, but well experienced. What do you guys advise for people to co-sign for cars for their own kids? Are you a fan of co-signing for kids, or, again, buying it, let the kids pay you? And I realize the idea is building credit there, but how do you do that?
Well, I'm not a big fan of debt.
Right.
And I've seen so many situations where clients have done that, never comes back. I always tell them, expect it as a gift. Mm-hmm. Give it to them, and if they pay you back, great. Because it's again, one of the biggest things we see as people get into retirement and well into retirement is an increasing number of clients are taking on excessive debt because of their kids, whether it's education or buying cars, whatever the case might be. And to see somebody 75, 80 years old with 40, 50, 60,000 of debt that's not theirs, really, is a little disturbing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would definitely get on the title we talked about this one time with a gentleman that called in, and
Yes.
he said he got put on the title where he could go get the car. Because if you're not on the title, guess what?
You can't
go
repossess
get
the car.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with that. I've never never co-signed for my children when they went to buy a car. I would help them go through the negotiations, but they would buy what they could afford at that time. Prior to getting the car, their first car I bought for them, but I assure you it wasn't one that I could have to take a loan out on. It was something that went from A to B and back to A. And it was to teach them the responsibility of money. I helped set them up, with a credit card. They would have $500 cash from money that they'd earned, and they'd use that as a leverage to and start to build their credit. But I think you really enable your children to do it the wrong way if you don't teach them when they're younger how to manage their money better.
Mm-hmm. A couple of minutes left in this first segment, and then we'll start talking about some financial planning here with David. But what else is going on in the mortgage world we need to know?
Actually, I think you're going to start to see rates move up probably sometime in December. There's too much talk about what's going on with the economy. Rates about 2 weeks ago had dropped quite a bit. They went up a little bit. They've started to come back down. They're still under 4%, which is the first question I always get. What are rates doing now? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of new programs out. They're starting to lighten up on some of the guidelines and allowing you to, for example, stated income is actually coming back. You have to prove the stated income either in some form of bank statement, but you can do stated loans. And I think that's a good idea properly done, because there's a lot of businesses out there that they make the money, but they use the laws for tax purposes, and it doesn't show up under tax returns, so that they're not able to get a loan. And that's not correct. The asset manager has really taken off as rates do move. That's a very attractive loan. I think you're going to continue to see that rise. And there's a lot of first-time home buyer programs out to where you only have to put 2% down and you can buy a house with no mortgage insurance. So there's a lot of things that are still moving, and they're going to continue to happen as the rates move up. Those programs are going to become more attractive.
What makes you different than just someone going to the bank and trying to get a mortgage with just a normal bank?
We only have an hour. Okay. And I'm glad you asked that question, because over the last couple of days, I've heard some horror stories about customers that have gone to some of these big companies that advertise. We had one client that called us back in tears that she had gone to this other company to get a loan, and she had a realtor with her, and they would not send the approval to that realtor. They made her go to their realtor to get the loan approved, to do the loan. She couldn't use her own realtor, and it's been nothing was but a nightmare for 4 weeks. And she was stuck. Then there was this article that was on the other day on, I think, one of the TV stations about a builder telling.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, it's terrible the way they told the people to sell the house. They wouldn't let them get their own lender, and they kept their $10,000. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things going on. What we try to do is we want to ask what's best for you. We want to know what your budget is and what you're comfortable with, and not what you qualify for. Because what you qualify for may be more than what you really can afford to spend in your mind.
Sure. So
we're going to sit with you and ask the questions and find out what products that we have fit what you need. Might not be what you think, but they're better for you than when you came in.
Right. You're listening to Haystack Help Radio. Again, we have David Cichon in studio with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about a great course that's going to be available to you, Rejuvenate Your Retirement, and some other things about David and Cichon Financial Services. So we got to take a short break, and we'll be back with more right after this.
What could you do with an extra $500, $1,000, or even $1,500 per month? How would that change things for you? Would you buy a new car, pay off bills, or just feel a bit more secure about your retirement? What if I told you there's a way to make your dreams a reality? I'm talking about trading and investing in the market. Now, before you say, oh, that's not for me, just hear me out. I want to invite you to a half-day trading course so you can check this out. I promise you, you'll go away smarter than when you came in. We here at Online Trading Academy sponsor this, and we'll even send you home with a free home study video guide. Your money's doing nothing for you in a CD or mutual fund. Learn how to profit when the market's up or down. Call us now while seats are still available at 303-325-2776. Use offer code Radio50. 303-325-2776. That's 303-325-2776.
Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage. Pay off your home in half the time without changing one penny of your spending habits. Need access to your equity for cash out to pay off debt? Make that long-needed home improvement? Or just take that vacation? Take advantage of AIM's The All About You event, where you'll receive a $300 gift card for any closed loan. Use at Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond, or Lowe's. And the opportunity for $1,000 cash, 3 days in Breckenridge, or a new 55-inch flat screen. Call 720-895-0500 for details. If you are tired of paying mortgage insurance, stop. Loans to 95% loan to value with no MI. Looking at buying that new home? Paperless loan approvals with low rates to 97% loan to value and quick closes. Take AIM 720-895-0500. Find out why more Coloradans every day choose AIM for their mortgage needs, where you come first. Call now to take advantage of the All About You event. $300 now and the opportunity for another $1,000. Call for details. 720-895-0500. Regulated by DOR and MLS 298191. Equal credit lender.
Don't fall for gimmick ads when choosing your insurance coverage. Group Insurance Analyst has been Colorado's insurance superstore since 1984, where customers can compare and shop for all of their insurance needs. At GIA Insurance, their brokers have no allegiance to any particular health, auto, or home insurance company. Take advantage of their experience, expertise, and exceptional client service. For your free quote, call today at 303-423-0162. That's 303-423-0162. Visit their website, e-gia.com, or stop by their office at 44th and Garrison Street in Wheat Ridge. Group Insurance Analyst is an official Haystack Help registered company.
Tired of walking into gun stores and seeing the same guns everywhere you go? Check out our sponsor, Old Steel Historical Firearms. Hi, this is Scott Watley of Sportsman of Colorado. At Old Steel, they specialize in the purchase and sale of historical firearms. Need to get your firearm collection appraised? They can help. Buy, sell, trade, and consignments are welcome at Old Steel. Open 10 to 6, Monday through Saturday. Old Steel Historical Firearms is located at 12 East Girard Avenue in Inglewood. That's just 2 blocks north of Hamden off Broadway. Now you can own a piece of history at Old Steel Historical Firearms. Call 720-662-7252. That's 720-662-7252. Check out their website, oldsteelguns.com.
Well, we did it now. Hi, Dan Johnson from Lynn Lyle Chevrolet, and we received a special allocation of over 600 new Chevrolets, and we're out of room. So to relieve our problem, check these deals out. A 2017 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 for up to $11,000 off MSRP, or lease a 2017 Chevy Cruze for only $199 a month, sign and drive, or a 2017 Chevrolet Equinox for up to $6,000 off MSRP. Go east and pay the lease. Lynn Lyle Chevrolet, I-225 in East Colfax, or on the web at lynnlylechevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Rush to Reason with John Rush. Weekdays from 3 to 7 on KLZ 560.
Welcome back to Haystack Help Radio and a special edition of Your Money Matters. Our guest today, very fitting for that title of our show, David Cichon with Householder Group. Again, you can check out their website at cichonfinancialservices.com. That's C-I-C-H-O-N, financialservices.com. And again, David's kind enough to offer our listeners a free consultation, and you can get that by calling 720-482-1917. Well, let's start out, and again, we've been on Haystack a number of times, but let's, for our listeners today, let's talk a little bit about you, your services, and a little bit of review of just kind of how your philosophy of doing business.
Yeah. Scott, our philosophy is really simple. It's all based on education. We educate our clients thoroughly on all the areas of financial planning, because most people think financial planning means investments. That's only 1/5 of the whole program. So in order for us to really understand a client, we have to look at all 5 areas that a client has. And being in this business for as long as I have been, again, we've found that education is so powerful and motivating for clients. Just recognizing the different aspects in each part of financial planning, each of those 5 sections, is important for people to know. One of the things that we do is ask them to come in and bring in certain information and review that with them and ask a whole bunch of questions that really aren't financially oriented. But it's things like, how do they feel about their money? How do they feel about their kids? How do they feel about their situation? And because it's the emotions that are behind this that drives what clients ultimately do. And many times when people come in, especially nowadays, their first concern is do I have enough money to live? Can I make it through retirement doing what I want to do? And people get confused with what that really means. Some people have assets, a lot of assets, but if those assets aren't producing income, that's a problem.
Sure.
Those assets are either going to be gifted to somebody or used up. And every study that's done, and there's so many studies out there that we can quote, that the key to successful retirement, the key to retirement that's without a lot of stress, is making sure you have enough guaranteed income that comes in every month to allow you to live the way you want. Guaranteed lifetime income is critical. People have Social Security. That's guaranteed lifetime income. Some people are fortunate enough to have a pension. It's guaranteed lifetime income. All right? That may be enough to cover a bunch of their expenses that they want, but maybe it isn't. So they've got to look to other sources to provide guaranteed lifetime income to cover those portion of the expenses that come up every month, so that that paycheck they're getting covers most of those expenses to their satisfaction. And then the rest of the checks they get are paychecks.
Right.
Paychecks so they can do certain things. They can travel. They can do the things that they want. Historically, we see people that come in and they're ready to retire and are going to retire. But when we start asking them questions, we find out that retirement to them is what I call just-in-case retirement. And they're going to go on that extra trip. They're going to buy that new boat. They're going to play 3 extra rounds of golf every week. And then once they make it into retirement, they start thinking, they say, geez, my granddaughter, she might have to need some help with A, B, or C, or my kids. Or, geez, maybe we don't have enough money. So instead of buying that extra or new car, just in case we need the money, let's keep our old one.
Right.
And just in case, we'll keep that old boat and we'll still use it. And we'll, instead of 3 rounds of golf, we'll play 1, just in case we need that money. And then what happens? Then they die. And the kids get the money. And they buy the new boat, they buy the new car, and they play all the golf rounds.
Right.
And so we've got to get them to understand, in essence, that they need paychecks, they need playchecks, but most important, just like in your life today and in Kurt's life, the reason that you can do things is what? You have income coming in that allows you to do it. What's any different in retirement? Except your paycheck stops.
Yep.
And we got to recreate that paycheck with either Social Security, pension, or other avenues. For example, people will have comments about annuities. And annuities really aren't great investments typically, but annuity can provide a lifetime guaranteed income, period. That's what it's there for. That's what Social Security is. That's what most pensions are. It's an annuity. People just don't realize it. Well, there are tools you can use to give you that extra paycheck or playcheck as you need them, and it's never going to go away. So again, when we look at these kinds of things with people, we've got to take them through an educational process so they understand all 5 areas of financial planning, which really are estate planning. When I die, where's it going? Protection planning, how to protect these assets, not just from the stock market or that kind of thing, but car accidents happen. People want to sue us. We live in a very litigious society.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we look at income tax, not who does your income tax, but are you using the tools that are in the income tax Internal Revenue Code to minimize your taxes? I always tell people you're in control of the taxes that you pay. You just don't know it. No one takes the time to explain it to them. And then number 4 is income. How do we develop enough guaranteed lifetime income so that the stress is off you? All right, what do we need to do? And then the last thing, of course, is investments. And I look at the last thing as an investment because investments aren't hard to do once you understand what a client really needs, how they feel about investments. It's not a hard thing.
Right.
It's just made hard because of all these people out there claiming that their investment is the best that you could have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not true.
Sure.
One of the questions, a little follow-up on that, you're talking about guaranteed lifetime income. We all understand Social Security and pensions, but there are a lot of people that don't have them. Now, you mentioned annuities. What else do you think or do you see that's out there that some people don't pay attention to that will give them that guaranteed income?
Very few things, quite honestly, because there is no guarantees out there.
Right.
We can own property that we're getting rent, which is great, but something could happen.
Correct.
All right. We could buy tax-free municipal bonds, and that's good, but will that tax-free municipal bond be there when it renews again for the right interest rates?
Right.
You know, because interest rates are way down now. So there aren't any other guarantees out there. There is a guarantee that we use, but it's tied to insurance, and that's life insurance.
Right.
Life insurance historically has never been a great investment, unless years ago you were lucky enough to buy a participating contract that had dividends and you just didn't listen to anybody and kept it growing into your own bank. But today, because of mortality, these insurance companies have changed the mortality tables that are used. And now certain types of life insurance actually become not a bad investment. Mm-hmm. I mean, where else can you go and invest your money and get anywhere between 12 and 16%, maybe a little bit more, and have as the downside zero? What other investment is out there that can do that with? Doesn't necessarily fit for anybody, and it may not fit for a lot of people, but for those that it does fit, right, that turns into tax-free income forever. And if you die along the way, guess what happens?
You have a death benefit.
Tax-free. Yeah. Tax-free is great.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't even get to say that much, do we?
Not tax-deductible, tax-free. Right. I have a couple of those. That's why I like those. They're set up so where it supplements my income.
Yep.
So I can determine when I want to retire and how much I want to take out for my pay and for my play.
That's exactly right. And most people don't understand with the use of life insurance is that when you take money out of that contract, you turn on income that's tax-free, your money is still in that contract.
Right.
The insurance company is loaning you their money.
That's right.
So if they loan you their money at 4% and you're making 7% on the money that's in the contract that they're just using as collateral, mm-hmm, that's leverage.
Sure.
And I don't have to pay it back. It only goes against my death benefit.
Absolutely.
So it really does. It turns out to a nice, like you said, it's kind of a bank. It's a guaranteed income avenue stream that just keeps coming.
Yeah. And
a lot of people don't know about it.
And a lot of people think, well, I'm not insurable. Who cares if you're insurable? You know, maybe your wife, your kid, your grandkid, you know, your girlfriend. I don't know. It's insurable. Right. And you own the contract. You own the cash. And again, it's a good tool. It's another tool that can be used if it fits.
When we come back, we're going to talk about a great opportunity for you to come to a seminar that David's going to be teaching. Rejuvenate Your Retirement. This is an educational course sponsored by Arapahoe Community College. This will be at their Parker campus located at 15653 Brookstone Drive in Parker. This is right next to Chaparral High School. Again, it's 15653 Brookstone Drive. And there's two parts to the seminar. So you can choose on Thursday or a Tuesday to go. Here's your Thursday date, September 28th and October 5th from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And again, that's September 28th and October 5th, Thursdays. If you're in the afternoon, if that fits your schedule better, that's going to be done on Tuesdays, and that's going to be October 3rd and 10th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So you attend both of those dates, and you'll get all the information you need. You can call Arapahoe Community College directly at 303-797-5722. Again, 303-797-5722. Mention you heard David in his course, and you would like to enroll in the Rejuvenate Your Retirement, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. You're listening to Haystack Help Radio.
Are you buying your first home, or are you right-sizing or downsizing for lower maintenance or a lock-and-leave lifestyle? This is Pamela Meyer of Denver Home Navigators with Keller Williams. I can help you discover and reach those goals. This is more than just real estate. It's about your life and your dreams. Call me today for your free consultation at 303-506-0106. At Denver Home Navigators, we help map your course. It's all about you. Call me now at 303-506-0106 or visit my website at denverhomenavigators.com. I'm Pamela Meyer, the exclusive agent for Haystack Help Radio, and I look forward to talking with you soon.
Did you know that each and every day, 21 United States veterans commit suicide? Last year, active duty suicides surpassed the number of combat deaths. When soldiers come home, it is a huge adjustment, and they're often plagued with disabilities, such as immobility, PTSD, or a traumatic brain injury. You can help by donating to Freedom Service Dogs. This nonprofit rescues dogs from local shelters and trains them to become service dogs for these heroes. Help give back to those who have given so much. Donate now at freedomservicedogs.org.
At Lone Tree Veterinary Medical Center, we believe that all pets deserve to have a good life. And because we know that your pet will have many different needs throughout its life, we offer complete pet care services every day, all at one location. Whether your furry friend needs a checkup, advanced medical care, surgery, boarding, grooming, obedience training, food, care products, or toys, we are here for your pet 7 days a week. At Lone Tree Veterinary Medical Center, we know that you want the very best for your pet, which is why you can count on us to provide top-notch care in everything we do. We are certified with the highest rankings by the American Animal Hospital Association and hold a gold star rating with the Better Business Bureau. You and your pet can visit us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are located at 8681 East Lincoln Avenue in Lone Tree. Learn more about us by visiting our website at lonetreevet.com or just give us a call at 303-708-8050.
This is Scott Watley from my friends at Rampart Firearms in Sedalia. This is a great store, family owned and operated. They buy, sell, trade, and consign firearms. You will find a great selection of new and pre-owned handguns, shotguns, and rifles. If you can't find the gun you want, Rampart Firearms will special order your gun at no extra cost. Found a gun on the internet? Rampart Firearms will do one firearm transfer and the background check for only $10 if you mention Sportsman of Colorado. Rampart Firearms, 720-468-0050. That's 720-468-0050. Located at Highway 67 in Santa Fe in Sedalia. Rampart Firearms open 7 days a week. 720-468-0050.
Denver's Afternoon Rush. Rush to Reason is coming up at 3. Now, back to Haystack Help Radio.
Welcome back to Haystack Help Radio. Special edition of Your Money Matters, brought to you by Affordable Interest Mortgage. Once again, their number 720-895-0500 for all your mortgage needs. Kurt Rogers in studio with us, along with David Cichon as our guest today. David's with the Householder Group. You can check out their website, cichonfinancialservices.com. That's CICHON financialservices.com, and their number is 720-482-1917, 720-482-1917. Before the break, told you about a great course coming up, Rejuvenate Your Retirement. And once again, this is going to be at the Arapahoe Community College in Parker, next to Chaparral High School. So, Dave, I get, and you've talked about this before, is where people come in, they sit there, and their biggest fear is outliving their money for the most part. And that's what the things that you'll outline in this course are going to help them calm those fears.
Exactly. And as I say, we get people that come in, and they're more concerned that their account balances will go to zero before their blood pressure will. And
that's a good analogy.
And it's justified,
right?
Because our life expectancy when I first started in this business, if you made it to 72, that was pretty good, and that's what we used to plan. Now, a couple that makes it to 65, there's a 30% chance that one of them will make it to 95. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Will their money last? What are the things they have to do? And so that's part of the first part of the course. The first day of the course, we go through how long my money will last. What are the things you need to know, and what can you do? Now, we can't do the impossible. Mm-hmm. So some people are going to be working a long time.
Right.
All right, unfortunately. But there are a lot of things that can be do. It's just understanding those options, getting comfortable with them, and knowing they exist, because you're going to be in control of selecting something as we go along.
Right. Go ahead.
Now, following up on that point, when I was younger, I thought when you got to 60, 65, that was the time to say goodbye. Well, that's not the way it is anymore. If we're living to 90, 95, we still got a third of our life left. Even though we might not be active in the normal workforce, what I'm seeing, because it's in my life, I'm going to spend more time. So just because I get to 60 doesn't mean if I haven't saved for retirement, I'm done. There's ways to make that work for customers.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, every situation is different. That's why understanding what's going on in their lives and them understanding what are the tools that are available for them realistically to help them. Most people just have not seen them.
Yeah, you kind of get in the mindset, you say, well, I'm not going to work much anymore and I really can't make an impact, but they still can make an impact because there are ways to protect yourself even as you're going along.
Oh, yeah. And what we're seeing, too, is a lot of people are extending, unless they're forced to retire. Those people that get out and under their own free will, after a couple of years, they typically are bored. And one of the problems we have is people come in, they're very emotionally confused what they really should be doing. And so we spend quite a bit of time. Part of this course will go into some of those things that they can do.
Sure.
But again, it's not things that they don't know. It's refreshing their memories.
Mm-hmm. I think you said it at the beginning with the areas of the whole financial plan, the 5 areas there. I think so many people, if you talk about financial planning, they just think, yeah, my investments are good. I mean, I think that's what everybody thinks, as long as my investments are good, and they don't look at all these other areas,
Yeah, and by good, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. Are you willing to, as an example, one of the things that we'll do is determine, do a risk analysis on the client and determine the probability of losing money or making money based on what they currently have. It's easy to do.
Right.
And so we'll do a written report for them that shows that. And people that say that, I'm a pretty conservative people, they have a 95% possibility in the first 6 months of losing 20% or making 35%. They had no clue. And so people will say, well, that's not my risk tolerance. I need to be more conservative. And conversely, we'll have people that come in and the market's doing well. And they'll say, how come we're not doing as well as the market? Because based on what you told me and your risk tolerance, you're willing to take 40% of the risk of the S&P 500. Mm-hmm. Instead of being up 12, you're up 5. That's 40%. Now, if you want to change your risk and be more risky,
sure,
and have the possibility that, like in 2008, losing 40% in the stock market, how many years is it going to take you to make it up if you want to put the pedal to the metal? Mm-hmm. So they have to understand what they're doing and what are the repercussions, what are the end results going to be.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just a simple conversation.
No, you have to show and tell.
Yeah, and it takes time to process and say, okay, I think this will work for me. This is where, you and your spouse sit down and you figure out how you're going to do it. If I'm going to be alive and when she's gone, or if she is, how that's all going to unfold.
Yeah, and that's why when we meet with people for the first time, it normally takes about 3.5 hours in total with 3 different meetings to get to the point where they understand what I'm doing and I understand what they're saying. Doesn't mean we're going to work together. It takes that time.
Sure.
There's
You just
no
can't
charge
do
for
it.
that.
No, there's no charge. You just can't do it any other way.
Right.
Most people say they go to a brokerage firm or something and they fill out some forms and they add up the numbers and they say, okay, well, this is what you should invest in. Sell all the stuff that you got. And now invest in this stuff that we got.
Right.
It doesn't work good that way.
No, doesn't quite. And I know Scott's getting close to collecting Social Security, so my next question is geared towards that. Are there any changes coming to Social Security that we need to be aware of, or how can somebody plan on when is a good time to collect their Social Security?
Well, it all depends on a number of things. One, of course, is financially. Do I need the money? I mean, if you need the money, you've got no choice.
Right.
You can take it early at 62, get a haircut, or wait till normal retirement, or wait till 70. If you wait till 70, you get an 8% guarantee increase each year. Where can you get 8% in the marketplace today? Nowhere. So it depends on, one, you need cash flow. What's your health history? All right. What's your family health history? I mean, anybody make it past 66? That might be a reason to take it early.
Right.
Otherwise, we might have a long life expectancy. And when you're married, husband and wife, it typically is to the benefit of the couple to wait at least for the head breadwinner to 70 and to age 70, because they're getting 8% increase, and then turn it on, because then it's a death benefit for the spouse. And typically the male will leave this earth first, and the female is left for quite a bit of years, and that's a heck of a death benefit to have as income.
Once again, this is Rejuvenate Your Retirement. And again, I want to stress to you, this is an educational course. I think so many times, we'll hear about different seminars, and you get there and it's some high-pressure sales pitch to buy something, do something. This is not what this is about. This is an educational course sponsored by Arapahoe Community College. It's at the Arapahoe Community College Parker campus at 15653 Brookstone Drive in Parker, which is right next to Chaparral High School. And your options are in the morning or afternoon, and a couple of different dates for you. Thursdays, September 28th and October 5th. That'll be 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Or if in the afternoon fits your schedule better, Tuesdays, October 3rd and 10th, and that'll be 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Now, we've got a couple of minutes here before our break here. Let's kind of talk about the outline of the course and some of the things that you'll be covering there.
All right. Well, in the first day of the two-day session, we'll cover how long will your money last. And so we've already talked a little bit about that. Second section of that day is retirement tax strategies. As I tell my clients, you are in control of the income tax you pay. You just don't realize it, most people, because whether it's their accountants or other advisors, just don't take the time to show them what they can do to reduce the taxes. And anytime you can reduce the taxes and you keep it in your pocket, that's pretty good. Now, we have to pay our fair share of taxes. But remember, in 1912, I guess it was, when the income tax started, the Internal Revenue Code was 10 pages. And the highest tax bracket was 7%. And they wanted to pass a legislation that it could never go above 10. But all the congressmen decided that's useless because it'll never go above 10. Right? Of course, since that time, it's gone above 10.
Yep.
and
hasn't gone below 10.
Yeah, right. And in the 50s, if you remember, the income tax for the highest paid was over 90%. And I had a client that was a doctor, and every dollar he'd make, he'd send away 90 cents to Uncle Sam. He got tired of that. And all he did from that point on, and even when I was involved with him, was buy tax-free municipal bonds. He'd hold them to maturity and buy them again. He passed away 2 years ago. He had 10.5 million of them, 440,000 of tax-free income every year. What's wrong with that? No risk to speak of, no concern. Just hold it to maturity. That's the kind of thing that we'll talk about in the retirement tax strategies, because again, whether you know it or not, there's 7 tax brackets. There's 3 long-term capital gains brackets. There's 5 different taxes. We have to make sure that when a client is involved with us, that they understand that there's these taxes and we're looking at them. Mm-hmm. So we look at the tax strategies, and then the third section of the morning or the first day is Social Security and Medicare. Tools of Social Security, what's happening, where's it going, understanding that if you take Social Security early at 62 versus 66, you're going to break even probably around age 76, if that means anything. And then if you're 66, taking Social Security or waiting till 70, your break even is like 81. And then if you're take it at 62 instead of 70, your break even is like 79. So it's all in that ballpark. But they can make judgments because they don't really understand that.
Right.
So that's a section that we'll do in the first day.
Okay.
And that's a 2-hour overview.
Great. We'll tell you about day number 2 right after this break.
You were injured in an accident. At first, you didn't worry about it too much. I mean, accidents happen, right? But then the pain started to keep you up all night, and the doctor bills started to pile up. And to top it all off, the person responsible is just avoiding you altogether. So now you're stuck with a bunch of bills that you can't afford. No need to worry. Call me, Kevin Plesh, and get a professional opinion about what you can do. I'll answer all of your questions relating to the accident, and I'll help you to determine if you're entitled to compensation for pain and suffering. I have the experience and the knowledge to navigate the complex maze created by the insurance companies designed to minimize your claim. If you've been injured in an accident, call me 303-806-8886 for a free consultation to find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve.
Take AIM Affordable Interest Mortgage. Pay off your home in half the time without changing one penny of your spending habits. Need access to your equity for cash out to pay off debt, make that long-needed home improvement, or just take that vacation? Take advantage of AIM's The All About You event, where you'll receive a $300 gift card for any closed loan. Use at Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond, or Lowe's. And the opportunity for $1,000 cash, 3 days in Breckenridge, or a new 55-inch flat screen. Call 720-895-0500 for details. If you are tired of paying mortgage insurance, stop. Loans to 95% loan to value with no MI. Looking at buying that new home? Paperless loan approvals with low rates to 97% loan to value and quick closes. Take AIM 720-895-0500. Find out why more Coloradans every day choose AIM for their mortgage needs, where you come first. Call now to take advantage of the All About You event. $300 now and the opportunity for another $1,000. Call for details. 720-895-0500. Regulated by DOR and MLS 298191. Equal credit lender.
Hi, this is Scott Watley. Let me tell you what I love about Stack Optical. They are truly one of the last optician-owned, family-owned optical stores. At Stack Optical, you can be confident you'll receive personal attention. For over 50 years, Alan Stack has shown he really cares about making his customers happy. Stack Optical also has a beautiful new location at 2233 South Monaco Parkway in Denver. Free and easy up-close parking. Stack Optical has an on-site eyeglass production lab. Whether you need office eyewear or a new set of shooting or golf glasses, Stack Optical has the solution with the Stack Sport Pack. Give them a call today and ask for their $69 eye exam. 303-321-1578. That's 303-321-1578. Your eyes and vision are one of the most important things in life. I'm confident at Stack Optical you'll see the difference. That's 303-321-1578, stackoptical.com.
If you're looking for great deals on outdoor equipment and clothing, we've got you covered. Hi, this is Bill Paddock, owner of the Outdoorsman's Attic, your outdoor gear consignment headquarters. You'll save 20, 30, 40, even 50% on previously owned outdoor gear for the fisherman, hunter, and camper. We also sell live bait, firearms, and ammo. If you're doing a little spring cleaning, bring in your gear to the Outdoorsman's Attic. We'll sell it for you and put cash in your pocket. You can also pick up your hunting and fishing licenses right here at the store. Your one-stop shop for all your outdoor gear needs is the Outdoorsman's Attic, located at 2650 West Hampton Avenue in Sheridan, Colorado. 303-781-3626. That's 303-781-3626. Or visit us online at outdoorsmansattic.com. Mention Sportsman's of Colorado and receive 20% off all your outdoor clothing.
Hi, Dan Johnson, General Manager at Len Lyle Chevrolet. You know, I hear it all the time. If you give me a good enough deal, I'll buy your vehicle. So here it is. A 2017 Crew Cab 4x4 loaded for up to $11,000 off MSRP. Or how about a 2017 Chevy Cruze sign and drive lease for only $199 a month? Heck, that's cheaper than a used car. And we'll pay top dollar for your trade-in. So go east and pay the lease. Len Lyle Chevrolet, I-225 in East Colfax, or on the web at lenlylechevy.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Rush to Reason with John Rush. Weekdays from 3 to 7 on KLZ 560.
Welcome back to Haystack Help Radio. If you're just joining us, my name is Scott Watley. Kurt Rogers is with us from Affordable Interest Mortgage. This is a special edition of Your Money Matters. And our guest today, David Cichon with Householder Group. Check out their website, CichonFinancialServices.com, C-I-C-H-O-N, financialservices.com, and their number for a free consultation, 720-482-1917. We're talking about a seminar that's coming up. It's Rejuvenate Your Retirement. Once again, this is an educational course sponsored by Arapahoe Community College, and it's going to be at the Parker campus there at 15653 Brookstone Drive, Thursdays, September 28th and October 5th, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., or you can come on Tuesdays, October 3rd and 10th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We're kind of going over the things that you're going to learn, and so over that first day, David just talked about how long will my money last, retirement tax strategies, and Social Security and Medicare. And then day two.
Day two is optimizing portfolio withdrawals. And I always use this quote to them. I says, I really don't care how much you make on your monies. I care about how much you keep. Mm-hmm. And especially true in retirement. We can't afford to have significant drawdowns because it takes too long to break even. And, if we're 25 or 35, that's okay. If we're 65 or 75, it could be disastrous.
Sure.
Part of that is a simple analogy. Let's say someone has $1 million IRA or retirement accounts, and they need 5% a year to live on. Well, that's $50,000. Well, if the first year the market is like 2008 and they lose 40%, now they're at 600,000. The next year, they still need that 50. They're not taking out 5%. They're taking out a lot more. Mm-hmm. And it's going to just decrease that amount of money that they have in their pot. So again, we talk about the different withdrawal strategies. We talk about tools that they can use. For example, individual retirement accounts. Everybody's convinced that at 70 and a half, you have to start taking out required minimum distribution because Uncle Sam wants their taxes. Well, that's partially true. They passed a law 2.5 years ago, the government did, where you can now postpone required minimum distributions on part of your assets, retirement assets. And you can postpone that all the way up to age 85 if you want. Well, the earliest you can do this, it's called a Qualified Longevity Annuity Contract, QLAC for short. And it's almost like a Social Security kind of situation. You put your money in, you can put up to a maximum of 25% of your retirement dollars to a maximum of $125,000. So a couple could potentially put $250,000, and then you let it grow to some future point in time when you want to access the income, and you can change your mind once along the way. So you could say, I want it at age 85, which is the longest they'll let you wait. So your 77 comes and you need the income, they'll back it off and start paying that income at that point.
Right.
So this QLAC is a great tool for a lot of people. It defers taxes. It saves. They don't need the money, so they don't have to take it out. And when you look at the returns that you can get guaranteed today for that future date, it's incredible. I can't find an investment anywhere that can come close to that. Someone puts in at age 55, let's say, $125,000, say they qualified. They put it in at age 55. At age 85, I know that's 30 years away, they're guaranteed today to take out over $4,000 a month. That's on $125,000. $4,000 a month for life. And if you're married, it could go for both of your lives. The tools that people just don't hear of.
Right.
So we're going to go into that. And then another section that's big is elder fraud prevention. We have this little company running around called what?
Equifax, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, I know about them. Yeah.
All right. And
148 million people.
Hardly anything to worry about.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And so what are the things that we can do? And we go through a bunch of these things. And some of this is people know already.
Sure.
Some they don't. But again, it's available. It's something that they need to be aware of because seniors are targeted.
And I'm telling you, I've seen smart, we got about 2 minutes here, but I've seen smart people get taken.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, very educated people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these guys are good crooks.
They're professional crooks.
Yeah.
And they know their business. So we go through that. And then sixth section, we go through long-term care and estate planning. And again, long-term care, most of our clients don't want to buy it because it's paying a lot of premiums that increase every year historically for something they may never use. So there are alternatives to that we look at. Some people bought, for example, annuities, just in case later on they need income, so they want to take it. Well, they bought that annuity, and then if they take that income later on, guess what? When they take the money out, ordinary income tax. Government passed a law 2 years ago that said if you got an annuity, you can convert it to a long-term care annuity. No tax consequences to do the transfer, and when you pull it out, it's tax-free. People don't even know that.
Right.
Yeah. And there's no omission to this.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you get all this free information, and then you get to make the decision on your own.
Yep. Rejuvenate Your Retirement, an educational course sponsored by Arapahoe Community College. Real quick, I'll give you the information once again. 15653 Brookstone Drive in Parker. It's the Arapahoe Community College Parker campus right next to Chaparral High School. Thursday, September 28th, October 5th, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., or Tuesdays, October 3rd and 10th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Dave, thanks very much, my friend.
Thanks, David.
Well, thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
Kurt,
it.
thank you. And most of all, thank you for joining us today for Haystack Help Radio and this special edition of Your Money Matters. Check out our website, haystackhelp.com, and leave it right here on KLZ 560, and have a great day.
The views and opinions expressed on KLZ 560 are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Crawford Broadcasting, the station, management, employees, associates, or advertisers. KLZ 560 is a Crawford Broadcasting God and Country station.